high side. Murphy shooting, save a rebound on the view.
Hey everyone, this is Casey. You are watching the Red Rubber Duck Win All Sports Network. Well, here we are again. Another game of Thursday Night Football in Cleveland. Now, if you've seen the last few games between the Steelers and Browns, you know this will not be one of the games we've seen in the 2000s or 2010s. This is an actual competitive rivalry again. It is true that both of these teams are on opposite timelines. The Steelers are 8-2 and winners of 5 straight. Meanwhile, the Browns are 2-8 and they've lost 7 of their last 8 with that win against Baltimore of all squads. Now, before you ask, yes, it was in Cleveland. Huntington Bank Field is one of the tougher places to play, no matter how good or bad the Browns are. It doesn't get any easier with the fact that the game will be right beside Lake Erie, which is known for some of its own gale force winds. But now, the Steelers and Browns are ready to battle, and the trash talking has already started. But the score is not based on talking, it's based on what's on the field. Let's see what's in store for these two squads. Now, while the Ravens' offense did provide a great obstacle for the Steelers' defense to contain, so far the biggest obstacle for the Browns' offense is themselves. They have scored less than 19 points in 9 out of 10 games. Now, on Sunday against New Orleans, they could only muster 14 points and go 3 for 13 on third down. Now, that doesn't mean that Jameis Winston had a terrible game that day. He actually went off for 395 yards and 2 touchdowns. But so far in 3 starts, he's thrown for 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He has plenty of weapons that he could throw the ball to. Jerry Jeudy was the top target for Winston on Sunday with 6 receptions for 142 yards, including an 89-yard touchdown catch. And David Njoku was reliable on Sunday as he caught all 9 of his targets for 81 yards. And Elijah Moore also found the end zone with one of his 6 catches for 66 yards. Cedric Tillman had 3 catches of his own for 47 yards. However, Winston's offensive line has not been given him much help as they have allowed 9 sacks in the last 2 games. However, they are slowly but surely helping Nick Chubb find his rhythm again. He had 50 yards on 11 carries in his first game with over 4 yards per carry this season. The Steelers didn't need to find the end zone to win again. Yeah, again. However, it would be nice to find the end zone in this one. Russell Wilson did throw for 205 yards and a pick on Sunday. However, they could not get anything going in the red zone except for Boswell's kicking leg, and that has to change. There are some bright spots, with George Pickens having 4 straight games with 70-plus yards, as he had 8 catches for 89 yards against Baltimore. And the Steelers are trying to use Darnell Washington more, as he had a couple catches for 42 yards. Wilson was also using his running backs as receivers too, as Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren had 4 catches each, with Harris going for 30 yards in the air and Warren going for 27. The offensive line needs to step up against Myles Garrett and company, as the Steelers have allowed Wilson to get sacked 4 times on Sunday against Baltimore, all part of 3 straight games with 3+ sacks given up. And the rushing attack for Harris and Warren ran for 63 yards and 41 yards, respectively, and they're looking to get more. The Steelers' defense held one of the top offenses in the NFL to only 16 points in a classic with the Ravens last Sunday, and they forced 3 turnovers, and they forced Lamar and company to go 4 for 11 on third down, and they have held their opposing offenses to under 21 points in 5 of the last 6 games. And the passing defense held Lamar Jackson to 207 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Very low for the season Lamar is having. And they even sacked him twice, with those sacks coming from T.J. Watt and Dean Lowry. and they are just 2 of 24 sacks on the season for the Steelers' pass rush so far this year. And the rushing attack did give up 124 yards on Sunday against Baltimore, but with Lamar and King Henry, are you really that shocked? The Browns' defense is going to need to match all the talking that Myles Garrett has been doing if they want to win this one. And the passing defense could not stop Derek Carr for the life of them, as he had 242 yards in the air and 2 touchdowns. The pass rush is still one of the best in the league in terms of pressure. However, they were only able to sack Derek Carr 1 time on Sunday. The rushing defense didn't do much either, as Taysom Hill and company basically had their way with them, running for 214 yards and 3 touchdowns, with all 3 of them belonging to Taysom Hill, as well as 138 of the 214 yards going to Taysom. And Alvin Kamara also had 67 yards on the ground. Do not let the records fool you. This is going to be a classic Steelers trap game. The Steelers have been struggling to win in Cleveland as of late, whether it was the final game of the year, where they're resting their starters, or whether it was in the middle of the year or the first game of the year. Whether it's the Lake Erie wins or something else, this game will find a way to end by 1 score. And I think it's going to happen again. This time, I think the Steelers will take this home 17-13. Why such a low and close score? Because the football gods love heart attacks. Now, last season, I did a charity drive where I did 17 different charities in 14 different cities throughout the Steelers season because I wanted to highlight people that are doing great things everywhere. And for both games against the Cleveland Browns, I wanted to pay tribute to the late voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan. If you don't remember, he passed away back in October 26 at the age of 68 after a battle with leukemia. As someone who has lived in Northeast Ohio all his life, you could not turn on the radio on a Sunday and not hear Jim Donovan's passion for sports and, most importantly, life through the airwaves. I wanted to dedicate both games and streams to Jim Donovan, as he is one of the reasons why I got into sports, despite him being the voice of a rival. For both Steelers-Browns games, I will put a donation link to the University Hospital Seidman Cancer Center in honor of Jim Donovan. The link will be in the description. And also, I will put in a link to the American Red Cross as they continue with rescue efforts for Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. The links will be posted along with a charity for each team going forward. And last but not least, tonight will be yet another joint stream between me and Illogical Canadian, as he does every Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night game. He is currently close to 500 subs as he strives to reach it by the end of the year, and he's got a month and change to go. And he's also in the middle of his yearly charity drive for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The link to this drive will be in the description as well. But that's going to do it for me. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the Red Rubber Duck Win All Sports Network. Be sure to tune in tonight for Steelers and Browns. It should be a good one. And until we meet again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, and as always,